Browns beat reporter Daryl Ruiter talking about the staff that Monken is putting together with the Browns.
Well, I mean, he's rating the Ravens staff, and certainly like that, right? I mean, the Ravens have a winning program, so that is, I think that is a positive. The Daniel Stern hire, I think, is potentially the one that's got, obviously that's the one that's got everyone's attention, right? I mean, when you're talking game management, but I think that the separator is this, the offensive staff that Monken is putting together. I don't know that Nate Schillhouse or a Grant Udinski, their Rolodexes are that deep when it comes to that, and when you're going through this interview process, we've talked about it, the potential for staff additions, that is a big part of it, and that is what a lot, certainly gets teams' attention. So just looking at some of the names on the list, I think he's doing a pretty good job there. And again, they're trying to keep the defensive staff together. That's pretty clear right now, and obviously one way to do that is by bringing back Jim Schwartz, but the staff assembly is a big piece to that puzzle when you're hiring your head coach. And like I said, there's some pretty good names on this list that Monken is putting together.
Scott, the other thing that I like is they've worked together. They know how each responsibilities fit into each other, bringing guys from the Ravens. The guy that he mentioned, Stein, is kind of an analytics guy of all things, as if the Browns didn't have a lot of those.
Yeah, I was just going to say that it's the same thing, right? People rip analytics, and you bring in a guy that's sitting in the booth giving the game or the win probability in the headset, which I have no issue with at all. I don't, but I know some people do. George Warhop was the first name that we saw and that I was able to confirm, the offensive line coach. That's a great hire. I mean, how many times have we talked about Bill Callahan and the loss of Bill Callahan? George Warhop, Joe Thomas loved him and gave him a bunch of credit for his Hall of Fame career. He had Warhop from 2009 to 2013, and he's been around the league forever. That's a really good hire, and I think when you break down the staff, I'm not saying all position coaches aren't important, but some are more important than others, and I think O-line is right up there with the quarterback coach. So that was a good hire. I think what we have to remember with the other ones, yes, the fact that they know each other is great, and Todd Monken obviously trusts these guys. Not everybody, but like Schweitzer, right? Who is expected to be the new offensive coordinator. He's moving up, right? He was a run game coordinator. Now he becomes offensive coordinator. Now I expect Todd Monken to still call the plays, so it's not a huge step, but it is. So you got to see if guys can handle their new roles. Just like you have to see if Todd Monken can hire his new role as head coach. That's going to apply for a bunch of guys on that offensive staff. So that's going to be a key, is seeing how they adjust. And he obviously thinks they're ready for the promotion, but I think we need to see it play out.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair. The one thing I do like, though, is he knows how Todd Monken does. He knows what Todd Monken likes. That's kind of what I was getting at with the familiarity.